Hey y'all, it's Laura. I am bringing you a part two for my What Sold on Whatnot video. I don't know if I'm going to try and edit these into one video, which will be a very unfancy edit. It will be like gluing them together, essentially. Or if I'm going to post them as two separate videos. But I did my normal Thursday sale yesterday morning, 10 a.m. And I decided to try and do a pop-up last night, and I'm experimenting a little. I might try to keep doing this going forward, so we'll see. My sale yesterday morning, which I already recorded a video for, it had a total of $237 in sales, average order value of $11.85. There were 20 items that were sold during that show. There were several that were, I don't know if I'm mixing up my shows now. I feel like there were several that were like $3 and $5. I think there were. So it brought my total down a little bit, but I went over all those numbers already. I'm looking at some Whatnot analytics that they have started giving us, which is great. So there were 7 first-time buyers for that show and 3 returning buyers. So what I did for my pop-up show in the evening, I did it Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I had the contents of my morning show, which was all like fall type of clothing, sweaters, wool skirts, stuff like that. I took the remainder of that, stuff I hadn't sold obviously, and I added in the leftovers of my Y2K show and the leftovers of my previous like regular mixed vintage show. Normally what I do is every single week I have my like 30 new items, and then anything that I've had in previous shows that has not already been listed to Etsy or eBay or whatever, I just tack that onto the end. So I always make sure to load the first 30 new items, so that if anybody who's coming to my shows regularly, they pop in and that's the first stuff they see is the new stuff. I have a paranoia that like they'll come in and the first 5 things they see will be stuff that was there last week and they're gonna be like, I'm out. So I always like put the new stuff first. So I regularly like carry things forward. So some of these items that I put in the pop-up last night have been in many Whatnot shows because I just haven't gotten to listing them yet. And I will be honest that a lot of the times when I take modeled photographs to get stuff listed, that's kind of, where my starting point is for not getting them in a Whatnot show, but I definitely will focus more on the stuff that's exciting. So sometimes I have things that like keep getting pushed further and further out, but they'll get listed at some point. But anyway, so $237, $11.85 per order, 20 orders was the morning show, and then the evening show actually went better than, well, I didn't know what to expect for it. It did well though, and I'm glad that I did it. $278 in sales. Also 20 orders, average order value of $13.90. And I actually had only 3 first-time buyers, 4 returning buyers. So that was interesting too. And I had a total of 106 items in that show. That is, I think the most I've had in a previous show was like 80. So it was a lot. And I did go through all of them, which was a lot for me. I was having a lot of poor connection issues, which I honestly can't tell if it's Whatnot or my Wi-Fi. I don't have the Wi-Fi problems with anything else really, like streaming YouTube stuff or whatever, watching Netflix, like that's all fine. So I don't know if it's Whatnot or if it's me. Not to say that my Wi-Fi couldn't stand an upgrade, because it absolutely can. I'll get around to that someday. Anyway, so I'm gonna go through what sold. Like I said, 20 items. I have to pack them all up and get them shipped out. There was one buyer that purchased quite a few things. Let's see if I can, in the world. So she purchased, wow, oh my God. I don't even know if I can get this all into one package for her because she got a bunch of sweaters. She purchased 11 items, which is obviously amazing. She carried my show apparently, 11 out of 20. And she is a first-time buyer for me, so I hope that she's happy with everything. We'll see how we can get that packaged up for her. And then, yeah, so that was fun. I don't know if I'll be able to I don't know. I'm going to try it again next week, most likely. I was very tired when I had to do it. I was not super excited about doing this show, but in hindsight, I'm glad. I basically doubled my show revenue for the day, so that was great, especially considering how Etsy, eBay, and Depop are right now. So let's get this stuff packaged up. Let's see what we've got. First thing, I'm gonna go maybe a little bit backwards, I guess, whatever. So I have this. This was in my Y2K show and carried over for today. This sold for $10. So that's nice, vintage, limited, velour, cute. I will also tell you that renumbering things for these Whatnot shows sucks. I want a better way of doing it. I don't know though. You know, the thing is that I definitely like having the brand new items pop up first in the show list to keep existing buyers happy. But also, that's a giant. It was such a pain in the neck. It's always a pain in the neck. But whatever. I sold this. This only went for $5 because I had it started at $5. This is from the attic haul. Just, you know, I think that part of the reason I only have it at $5 is because I don't find it super exciting, and it was free. I just threw it in the wash, and so we're in good shape. So far so good. Out of her 11 items, 2 of them are very thin. But I do know that she got several sweaters that are bulky. So let's see, get this folded up all pretty. There we go, number 2. Let's see, item number 3 was probably also $5. Yes. And this was, I can't remember if this shirt was an attic item or if I actually thrifted it. It must have been an attic. I don't feel like this is something I would pick up thrifting. And I was on the verge of donating it. I think I actually took photos to put it up on Etsy or eBay or something. It's just like a floral black. I don't know. For some reason, my brain was not into listing this, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I was just going to donate it. So it's nice that it was able to sell even for $5. And this customer is exactly one of the reasons why I like being able to offer stuff for $5, because I feel like, you know, when I cap the shipping out at $8.35. I think that yesterday morning was the first time that I was seeing a shipping overage as a result of having done that. I have not had to pay anything additional since I started offering that. Yesterday was the first time. I suspect that this show will be the second time. Let's see. Oh, this sweater. This sweater I absolutely love. It sold for $25. That was what my starting bid on it was. I'm very happy with that. I love the sweater. I think it is gorgeous. And I am happy to have gotten $25 for it, which is great. And obviously, you know, had I listed it on Etsy or eBay, when it someday sold 17 years from now, I would have gotten a lot more money for it. But who knows how long it would have been sitting here prior to that. I will also note that I was on TikTok the other day, and I saw a video of some person claiming that, and I've seen this topic come up before, that people with ADHD have particular posture issues, and like every single issue she was talking about, I was like, oh, that's me. Oh, I have that. Yep, that's all me. So cool. And then, and they're all, of course, like hideously unattractive issues. Like, you know, I don't head forward, shoulders slouched, and then like the whole, you can't see it, but the pelvis tilt thing. So all I could see watching myself on the show last night was like this. I was like, okay, that's awful. Hate it. And now I'm so like super conscious about it. And now, you're welcome. That's all you'll be able to notice as well. So continuing on with my friend's order here, the next item is this sweater, which is a mid-century era You know, so this fur unsnaps, whatever, right, comes off. There are some discoloration issues on this. I disclosed all of that, obviously. These can sell for a lot more money, but because it had the discolorations, I just didn't, I don't want to say that I didn't know how to deal with it, but I was nervous about trying to deal with it, and it just was ignoring this sweater for the longest. So finally I was like, you know what, let me just stick it in a show, make somebody else's day. I don't know if this particular customer is a reseller. It, you know, wouldn't surprise me if she is. So hopefully it makes her day, you know, whether she's a reseller or not. I hope she loves it. And then, you know, I get to pass it along. So there's that sweater. I think I said it sold for 20 bucks. It didn't get bid up. That's what it was, which was, again, that's fine. This skirt sold for $15. Also did not get bid up. But again, you know, it's great. These are very, I've set these prices so that I know that I'm making a profit on them. It's very respectable. So I love this. This is so cute. It's very heavy also. And now I've run out of space to fold. So let me move this pile and see if I can prevent it from toppling over. Please stay. Please stay. All right. While we make this skirt look pretty. Pretty. To make it look pretty, I'm gonna have to, I don't know how this, hold on, never mind. You know what, I don't need to be this nuts about it. Yes, here we go. It has a weird little like wrap function. Like it has a tie that threads through, and I couldn't figure out which tie was supposed to wrap around. I'm figuring it out. We'll get there. And then I was like, you're being silly. You don't have to go this nuts. And then I'm going this nuts anyway because I have problems. So there we are. What's that doing? There we go. All right. Oh my God. I'm being really ridiculous with this right now. Okay. Let's see. This skirt is very full. It's very nice. All right. So apparently Whatnot has been experiencing all sorts of little glitchy issues. This particular customer who placed all these orders yesterday, she kept saying during the show that she wasn't able to bid, and you know, so I would like rerun things, and then she was able to bid. All the work I just did with these ties totally just undid itself. So there we go. All that for nothing. She kept saying she couldn't bid, and then I would rerun it, and then she would be able to obviously bid eventually. But you know, I was having a lot of the poor connection issues, and I didn't know if it was me or her or what. And then I had a couple times where it was saying that people's payments had failed. So I don't know. It looks like there was issues with Whatnot. This sweater, really cute little long cardigan. This sold for, let's see, 20 bucks, which I feel like I had it listed for 15. I feel like I'm terrible with remembering what I originally listed something at. I could have listed this for 20, but I honestly don't remember. Feel like I would not have, but I don't know. It sold for 20 regardless, so there we go. And I don't know that there's a way to look back through Whatnot and see how many bids, and I mean, you can go back and watch the show again. I don't want to do that for this purpose. All right, those were 3 items. But, you know, that's an option, but I wonder if there's like some other way to see. Anyway, then she also got this. This was in my Y2K show. She paid $7, which I believe is what I started it at. Nice and thin again. But honestly, with the couple of bulky things she got, I don't know if I can do this in one package. Whatnot has it split up into 3 packages. I think I can do it in 2, but we'll see. See how it goes. Also, Whatnot is telling me, it's saying total shipping spend for me is 0. So when I went to do my shipping on yesterday's show, it was telling me that my total shipping spend was going to be $6.99. And again, I cover anything over $8.35. But it was telling me that before I had actually done the shipping. With 3 packages, like, I doubt that the customer paid $8.35 for each of her packages, but I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to see if I can get things, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, the next item in her order, still the same customer, were these pants. These are vintage Mondi, like late 80s wool, so cool. And she paid $15 for them, which is great. I mean, I will say that regardless of, like, whatever, even if stuff doesn't get bid up, I'm so freaking grateful that I was able to do this second show and get the additional sales, because all the other platforms have been dry. All right, 2 more sweaters, one of which is definitely bulky. So she got this sweater, which is also a little heavy, and she spent $15 for this. It sold for 15, rather, is what I'm trying to say. So let me fold that up. She's got some really awesome pieces. And, you know, when I talk about the shipping and trying to get them consolidated, obviously I want to try and get them in as few boxes as possible so that I am paying the lowest shipping possible. But also, even if I end up having to ship them in 3 boxes and pay the overage, like having a customer spend this much money with me, you know, it was $45, $50, $100, $147. So, you know, I'm glad to encourage that behavior. You know what I'm saying? This sweater was in my personal wardrobe. It's an old Darlene. I love it a lot. Oh, there's her tag. But this had a bunch of moth holes in it, which is one of the reasons that I kept it. You know, it's a really cool design on the sweater, but I tend to go a little bit more for the pinky kind of colors and purpley. This one was, I don't know, this one just wasn't quite my jam. Like, if I was going to choose to keep something rather than sell it, but because it had the moth holes, I just kept it. It was fun to wear. I would wear it with, like, you know, slouchy jeans and a t-shirt, sort of like a pseudo grunge look. But I just haven't been reaching for it. So, all right, that's our first customer with her 3 bundles that we'll see how we can consolidate. I'm not going to do all that with you. It's tedious. Let's see. I normally need to bag those up, but I'm also not going to try and fight with that while you're on camera, for your own sake. No one needs to see all that. The next customer is a return customer for me. She ordered 3 different items. So let's see, the first was this little wool plaid skirt. It's cute. And this sold for $15, which I believe is what I started it as. So let's see. A little lint there. All right, let's see. What else did she get so I can figure out how? Okay. Trying to fold this neatly. Pleated skirts are so weird because I, you know, kind of want to leave them. I think I can leave it large. I don't want to crush the pleats, but also I want to get it into a small bag if possible. All right, the second item that she purchased was this skirt. I honestly am a little confused by this skirt. You know, it's been in a haul before. It's really cool. It has a very old tag, which is awesome, but it has a very modern zipper, and the construction was a little confusing to me. I mean, it's still a gorgeous, high quality piece. I just thought that was interesting. I definitely snatched it at the store because of the tag and the fact that it's so high quality. Again, not my typical aesthetic, but it was cool. But then I got confused by it when I got it home, you know. And as usual, I just closed all that during the sale, so it's fine. And then this blouse, which ended up selling for $13, really pretty little sort of peasant style blouse. So I believe I started this at 10. 13 is not a number I start things at. So it's very pretty and lightweight. It is polyester, but it's like super lightweight. Like, I don't know, the term tissue polyester doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, but that's kind of what it seems like. All right, let me get this in a little plastic bag here. And I will also mention that this sort of being ultra aware of my posture, which I kind of always am anyway. Like, I know I have terrible posture, and so when I'm on camera or doing photos to model things, I am very aware of it. I try to correct a lot, and it's actually very uncomfortable. I also try to correct a lot. I mean, I'm kind of constantly trying to correct my posture, but when I get involved in something, I do kind of become unaware and then slouch again. But like, trying to maintain the correct posture actually ends up hurting my back a lot, especially when I'm bending down and doing this kind of crap. So, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I startled my cat. All right, so that was that customer. The next customer ordered one item, and it sold for $15, which is probably what I started it as. So another cute little cardigan. This one has a hood. It's adorable. And it's nice and soft acrylic. One of those just like, this type of thing is like my everyday, you know, grab it and go kind of sweater for running to the post office or hanging around the house if it's chilly, that kind of stuff. I do have a cardigan or two that I use for those purposes right now. I might need to swap them out. I think I'm getting a little bored with them. I have one like crazy bulky sweater that tends to be like my sweatshirt alternative in the winter. And I don't know why. I think it's a cool looking sweater. I originally bought it to resell. I don't really like how it looks on me, but I reach for it all the time. I have no idea. I feel like I need to change it out this winter for something that I enjoy more. And then I have a couple cardigans. One which is actually kind of the same. I originally bought it to resell. It's just an Anthropologie cardigan. But I end up wearing it a lot myself. I don't know. I have too many of all of these things. Did you see that? Again, I was like all slouchy and then just, nah. All right, anyway. I need one of these bags. My poly mailers are all like messed up together. They're just all intermingling. Oh, I don't know if this one's gonna fit in here. I don't want to fight with it today. I'm just gonna get the bigger bag and get over it. After doing these sweater shows, I'm gonna run out of these mid-sized bags though. I have to order more. Okay, that. All right, trying to keep my posture. It's not going well. Okay. Startle my cat some more. All right, next up is another return customer. She ordered one pair of pants. They're really cool. They're like a linen and cotton blend. They just have this neat waist detail, sort of a tapered 80s type of ankle. So, and I believe they sold for $15. Let's see if I am correct. 15. All right. I'm gonna fold these to keep their crease intact. The other thing that was really weird about doing the show last night was it felt like eerily quiet to me for a lot of the show. I don't play music during my shows because I get too easily distracted by it. I find that I can't focus when I'm playing music. but it seemed just like spooky quiet otherwise, and I don't know why. I don't know what was different. You know, I mean, nobody was like outside making noise, but like right now, I'm thinking about it, nothing seems particularly noisy. I don't know, it's weird. I think that I need to try and find some non-lyrical music that is also, what do they call it, open source or whatever, just like anybody can use it and not get in trouble. I doubt that anybody would be coming after me on Whatnot for playing, you know, normal music, but why? Why should I try and get myself, why risk it? All right, so this sold for $8. It's a skirt. It's very cute, little bohemian style. I don't remember what I listed this for. I don't feel like I would have listed it for $5. Possibly $7. I wouldn't have listed it for $8. That's not a number I do. So I don't know. It at least got one, you know, more than one bid. But so I don't know if I started it at 5 or 7, but it sold for 8, so there we are. And this is going to another new to me customer. So that's good. Posture. Okay. And then next up, another new to me customer. So this is a good, I was happy about this. This dress has been in so many Whatnot shows. I know it's adorable. I didn't feel like it was like a bad decision to buy. I couldn't understand why I wasn't selling it. It's a really cute little, you know, cottagecore style dress, and it's a larger size. It's size extra large. It does have a discoloration, but it's light. It's on the bottom of the skirt. I haven't tried to get it out, you know, disclose all of that every show. So I was surprised that it was hanging around. But it finally sold in a show yesterday. And again, another one that I just hadn't gotten around to photographing to list on wherever, Etsy, eBay. People outside being crazy. All right, so that finally sold. Let me see. Can't get the ties to behave themselves. Everybody's ties are giving me problems today. All right, we're gonna have to just tuck these away. Go in there, please, friends. There we go. All right. Not my best work, but it'll do, pig. And this sold for, I want to say 15, but let's see. $15. Give the lady a prize. Okay. Her prize is $15. And then my last package, a return customer, and 2 of the items, these 2 have been in multiple Whatnot shows. This very adorable little vintage nightgown. I think this was the 3rd show for this particular piece, so not terrible. Hold on. This has these very weird little velvet ribbons that are cute, but for some reason they're like super stiff. It's like somebody, I don't know, starched them or something, and they were crunched up funny. I steamed them flat yesterday, and they're kind of trying to unflatten themselves again and crunch back up, but doing the best we can here. All right. This in here. I don't know if you recognize this shirt. This was in a recent haul. It's one of the little Y2K numbers that I decided to keep, at least for now. I like it. So, oh, what am I doing? I just bagged that item up and it goes with something else. Not attention. And the second item that she purchased was this suit. So I think this is like a 60s era, and it's a little bit larger, size large. I don't know if it's handmade or not. It doesn't have any tags. it's really well made, so I don't know that it's handmade, but very pretty, and I was happy for this to go to a home as well. This was its either third or fourth Whatnot show at least. So again, I was happy for this to go to a new home. And let's see, I feel like it was 25, 20, 25, let's see, 25, yes. And I believe that's what I had it started for. I don't think that it was bid up. So that was all of those pieces. Overall, I was happy I did the show. I do feel like last night's pop-up may have performed slightly better than future ones will, because I had the sweater show, the Y2K show, and like I had a bunch of stuff in there, and a lot of it was things that even some of my repeat customers, if they popped in at night, you know, it may have been things that they were seeing for the first time. So I don't know that I will always have that many items to be able to put in a show, but it's certainly something I want to explore a little bit more, because essentially, instead of like $270, for the day, I did like, whatever, $550 in sales for the day. So obviously before fees and before cost of goods, that's just the sales numbers, but obviously way better. So if I can repeat that again, and I know not every time is going to be that good, but sometimes they're going to be better. And it's an easy way to increase my Whatnot showing, because I've already got the whole thing set up. I set it up for the morning, I just leave it set up at night. And then now that I finished my shipping, I'll move all this clothing over to my other rack. This comes down. So there it is. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it was interesting for you. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you again soon. Bye.